lemon surprise cheesecake.
Let's see what's cooking. It's time for yoyomax12.
Hello everyone. Now for the crust, you will need 1.5 cups of crushed lemon cream-filled sandwich cookies. Now I couldn't find those particular ones at my grocery store, but I did find these lemon meringue cookies, which are awesome. They have actually little pieces of meringue inside the cookies and they're super lemony. So I crushed those up into a bowl and then I added 2 tablespoons of sugar, stirred it around, and then added in 1/4 cup of butter that has been melted. Just gave that a good stir to make sure that it was well combined, and then pressed it in the bottom of a greased 9-inch springform baking pan. Springform pans are perfect for making cheesecakes, and they are an excellent investment if you plan on baking a lot. Then put this in the oven at 350 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes or until the crust just begins to brown. Now while your crust is cooling, you can make the lemon filling. So in a large saucepan, you're going to place 5 tablespoons of cornstarch and 2/3 of a cup of white granulated sugar. Stir or whisk that together until you get rid of any big lumps. Then add in a cup of water, turn your heat on to medium-high, and cook this until it gets nice and thick. And it may or may not come to a boil. It might be just very close to a boil. It gets thick really fast. It'll happen all of a sudden, so keep an eye on it and keep stirring. And once it starts to get real thick, just lift it off the heat because it's going to start to burn in the bottom. Then you're going to take some of that hot mixture and you're going to put it into a little bowl that contains 2 beaten egg yolks. And you should have those ready before you start, of course. And we're going to add some of that hot mixture to the egg yolks and we're going to whisk right away. And what that's going to do is going to bring those egg yolks up in temperature a little bit so that when we add them back into the pan, which you're going to see in a minute, the eggs won't cook instantly and they won't curdle and become chunky. So we add them back into the pot, and that pot is still on the heat, the same heat we were using before. And the recipe says to cook it for an additional 2 minutes until it's thickened and bubbly. But it was super thick anyway, so after about a minute or so, I took it off the heat and then added 1/3 of a cup of lemon juice as well as 2 tablespoons of butter. And just keep stirring. It'll seem kind of chunky, but just keep stirring it until it's smooth and let that cool to room temperature. Now in another small bowl, you're going to place 1/2 cup of lemon juice and you're going to sprinkle an envelope of unflavored gelatin over the top of the juice. And just let it sit there for about 2 minutes. And then you need to heat this up. I heated mine in the microwave for about 2 minutes or so, but you can also heat this on low over the stove. Heat it until it's hot to the touch, and then stir it until the gelatin is completely dissolved into the lemon juice, so that when you stick the spoon to the bottom of the bowl, you don't see any more little gelatin crystals. Now for the cheesecake, in a large bowl of your stand mixer or using a regular electric mixer, you're going to place 3 8-ounce packages of Happy Cream cheese and 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Blend that until it's light and fluffy, and then you're going to gradually add in that gelatin and lemon juice mixture. Add it in a little bit at a time until it's all nicely combined. Now add in 2 teaspoons of grated lemon peel and then set that aside. And in a separate bowl, place 1 cup of heavy whipping cream and then beat it with an electric mixer until it is nice and thick. Take your whipping cream that's been beaten and put it into your cream cheese mixture and fold it in gently but thoroughly until completely combined. And then try not to eat this right out of the bowl because it looks delicious. Now that's the crust that we took out of the oven and we allowed it to cool. Place 3/4 of that cream cheese mixture into the bottom of it. And what you're going to make is like a big bowl shape. We're going to push it up on the sides of the pan and make like a well in the middle. And here comes the surprise part of the lemon surprise cheesecake. You're going to take that lemon filling that we made on the stove that's been cooled to room temperature and just put it in the center and spread it around to about 1/2 inch from the edge of the pan and then you're going to cover it with the remaining cheesecake mixture. Spread it around until smooth, and then chill your cheesecake for about 4 to 8 hours. Probably best to make it the night before and throw it in the fridge overnight. Run a knife around the edge, and then remove the sides of your springform pan. And there is your beautiful no-bake lemon cheesecake. Now this cheesecake slices beautifully if it's well chilled. Each piece looks great because you have that little lemon surprise in the center. This is not an overly super sweet cheesecake. It has an intense lemon flavor in the crust, in the filling, and in the cheesecake portion of it. If you have someone that loves lemon flavor, they are going to really like this one. I hope you give it a try. If you like the idea of a no-bake cheesecake, why don't you give this one a try? It is a chocolate raspberry no-bake cheesecake. You can see this by clicking right on your screen or seeing the link in the description box below. Bye-bye.